Hello and a warm welcome as always to the Vanarama National League highlights. We're at Edgeley Park, Stockport this week to see the leaders a little later take on Southend. But on an action-packed weekend that produced 34 goals, including 3 after the 90th minute and 4 red cards, we start with the leaders of the chasing pack, Wrexham, at the racecourse. Here's Tom Skippings.
Wrexham's 5th consecutive home game in all competitions, and they'd won the previous 4, including a 6-0 win over Barnet in midweek. So this was a shock. Clever feat from Danny Whitehall putting Eastleigh in front. The home side punished for a slow start, but their response was quick enough. A minute later, a Ben Tozer special set up a 7th of the season for Aaron Hayden, the league's top-scoring defender. But fresh from a 2-0 win at Aldershot last week, the visitors wouldn't go away. Ronan Silva's effort touched onto the post by Christian Dibble, but Whitehall was on hand again and Eastleigh led again. Not what Wrexham had in mind after their recent run, but they responded. Ollie Palmer with the cross for Paul Mullin's 19th of the season. And once they were level, Wrexham laid siege, and the raucous racecourse got what it wanted. In the 96th of 96 minutes, Reece Hall-Johnson was tripped by Vincent Harper, and there were only 2 outcomes from the penalty. Mullin's 20th of the campaign and another 3 points. These Dragons are never dull.
Were we at our best? Probably not, was the circumstances which led towards that, yes. But we got there in the end, you know, in terms of like the spirit and the determination of the group again has got us over the line, and you know, I can't give the lads enough credit for that today.
After just 1 win in 4, Halifax had reason to fear Woking's visit, but they were handed the perfect start by Solomon Nwaboke's needless rush of blood. Matty Warburton stepped up to reach double figures for the season. Woking gave new manager Darren Sarl a winning start at Boreham Wood last week, but when they were picked off just past the hour, it seemed game over. Warburton's first league double for Halifax. All seemed plain sailing for the Shaman, but then Jesse Deborah and Luke Summerfield managed to bundle Ini Effiong to the floor, and Max Kretschmer gave the Cards a chance. And Halifax's apparent attempt to throw away victory wasn't done there. 11 minutes after coming on, substitute Martin Woods lunged in on Jack Rolls, and referee Aaron Jackson was busy again. But the 10 men held on for a vital victory. Hit for 6 at the racecourse on Tuesday, Barnet needed a steady start against a Moors side unbeaten in 14. They didn't get it. Jake Askew's fumble punished by Andrew Dallas for his 17th league goal of the season, but only his 2nd away from home. And 5 minutes from time, Solihull secured the win when a Barnet cross, as in Ryan Barnet, was headed into his own net by Ben Richards-Everton.
I thought it was a scrappy game. The pitch didn't help the conditions. I said to the lads before the game, it needs to be a grinding away performance. You know, if you keep a clean sheet, it gives you a chance. And I thought we ground it out. We weren't at our best. I thought we were a better team in the end, but we ground out a solid professional performance.
3 games without a win had hit Chesterfield's attempt to win promotion, but they were still comfortably in the playoff spots, and they took the lead through a well-worked move, emphatically finished by Jamie Grimes. Wealdstone hadn't scored in their last 2 matches, but they equalised early in the second half. Nathan Ferguson released Charles Claydon, who picked out Josh Umera for his 12th goal of the season. Chesterfield were desperate to get back in front, and they regained the lead with something of a cracker. Joe Quigley with his first goal for the club, and one to remember. It was the first time in 6 matches the Spyrites had managed to score more than once, but it's now 5 games without a victory for Wealdstone.
Good win, much needed win for Chesterfield, but we'll start with Wrexham. Obviously do lead that pack behind Stockport still. 14 points they've taken from goals scored in the 80th minute or later this season. They are the late goal kings.
They are, and that crowd, does it drag that ball into the net? Sometimes does in football, doesn't it? You've got to hand it to them. It's magnificent. It's a brilliant title race. I think most people think it's over, but it's not quite.
No, and not least because in Ollie Palmer and particularly Paul Mullin of late, they've just got such a potent goal-scoring duo.
They really have. They've Paul Mullin 20 league goals now for the season. You know, that's exactly what they brought him in for, was to make sure that he's putting the ball in the back of the net.
Here's the late drama.
Yeah,
I think it probably is just a rash.
Yeah, it's a rash, exactly
challenge.
that, rash challenge.
On Reesall Johnson and
right
Mullin.
at the
Who
death.
else would you want?
Well, who else? Step it up. What a way to take a penalty that is. Laces through it, just mean it.
That is
a brilliant season.
That is a man confident.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Great
You have
signing.
to be confident. To take a penalty like that with the pressure that's on it, because he needs to score that. He absolutely smashes the lever off the ball.
Now, of course, if you can't win it, second and third are the places to finish because of the way the playoff format works. And Solihull are in that equation, aren't they? I know they're not there at the moment, but if they keep winning, they will be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, well, they're a team that they know that they have to keep winning to put the teams above under pressure, but they're doing it. You know, they're making sure that they find a way to win. And in Sabara and here in Dallas, they've got 2 goal scorers that on any given day can go and score 2 or 3.
A good
Dallas,
side, yeah.
They're a really good side.
They are, play good football, don't they? He's got them playing really well. I know he commented on this game, he said it was a bit scrappy, but you just had to grind them out sometimes. Another team having a great season. Really impressed with them, to be honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We should also mention Chesterfield, but also Halifax.
Yeah.
Just teams that keep finding ways. I know Halifax have had just a little bit of a rough patch, but back at it today.
Absolutely, and they are doing what we always say. They're mixing it with the big boys on a minute budget in respect of some of the clubs in the league. So well done, Pete Wild.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, earlier on, speaking of managers, we learned that after 1,600 games in the dugout, Neil Warnock is finally hanging up, it seems, his manager's coat. So fitting that our next roundup starts with 2 of his former clubs, Torquay and Notts County. Here's Richard Newman.
Neil Warnock might have had half an eye on Plainmoor, and Torquay's slim hopes of making the playoffs would surely be over with a defeat, but Armani Little produced something special to put them ahead. Notts County hadn't given up on climbing a little higher than 6th in the table, but their cause soon looked lost here. Just 3 minutes later, Connor Lemonhay-Evans doubled the goals lead, and they looked well set for a 3rd straight win. The next hour of playing time was routine fare, but the visitors managed a landmark when Kyle Wotton became the first county player since Lee Hughes 12 years ago to hit 16 league goals. All that did was stir Torquay back into life, especially Lemonhay-Evans. He was set up by Little to wrap up what would surely be the win. And with 5 minutes left, he had his own personal triumph. A first career hat-trick for the Welshman, and County was set for a first loss in 5 matches. And it became their biggest league defeat under Ian Birchnell when Little made it 13 for the season in stoppage time. How Gary Johnson and his players must wish the season had begun in January. Grimsby are one of the clubs in the playoff spots looking over their shoulder, but they travelled to struggling Weymouth on the back of consecutive wins. And Jordan Maguire-Drew was denied by Rots Fitzsimons early on. But the biggest chance of the half fell to the hosts, Ben Greenwood with an impressive free kick from distance which struck the post. Grimsby piled on the pressure in the second half, and Maguire-Drew forced a superb save from Fitzsimons as the half drew on in what was becoming a flurry of chances. From the resulting corner, Weymouth again put their bodies on the line, Haji Mnonga putting off a brilliant goal line clearance to deny Andy Smith. A credible point for Weymouth and an opportunity missed for Grimsby. Aldershot and Boreham Wood went into this match having failed to score in their last 5 matches. It's a run which has put Aldershot in relegation danger and blunted Boreham Wood's promotion bid, and the visitors almost struck first through Josh Rees. But it was Aldershot who took the lead. A long ball over the top from Ryan Hall found Mikel Njoli, who used his strength to hold off a challenge and fire into the net, their first goal in almost 8 hours of play. But Boreham Wood's run without a goal has gone beyond that, and it was finally ended after little more than 8.5 hours when James Comley's long throw caused chaos in the box. Danilo Orsi tucked the ball away. With droughts at an end, both sides went for victory, and it was Aldershot who struck next. Jacob Barkley Ajipon's 1-2 earned him his 2nd goal of the campaign to earn a huge win in their battle against the drop, but a damaging defeat for Boreham Wood.
It is a big win for Aldershot, more of which in a moment, but another very good win for Torquay. 5-1 over Notts County. Is it too late for Gary Johnson's side to think about top 7?
Well, I'm being biased on it as a former goal, but I don't think so, no.
No.
Of course not. Always a chance, and what a performance. A brilliant hat-trick, I've got to say. Those goals, I'm sure Mac has scored a few of those tap-ins in his career, but they're so important. It was a brilliant hat-trick.
First of his senior career.
Yeah, first of his career. I'm surprised actually because of his ability, but the way he took that one and then this one here, just great feet, quick feet in a moment here. Magnificent, a brilliant hat-trick, well deserved and a great performance.
Yeah, it's a damaging defeat potentially for Ian Birchnell, worst in the league since he joined Notts County. Grimsby, opportunity missed at Weymouth?
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll be disappointed that they've not taken the 3 points there, because all the teams above them are winning, you know, and you've got teams just below them who are looking to replace them. They need to make sure that they can try and get themselves in that middle pack if they want to get in the playoffs this year.
Massive win for Aldershot.
Yeah,
really, when you haven't scored
huge.
For, what was it, 8 hours?
I know,
But
it's hard to
Boreham Wood
believe.
going the wrong way at the wrong time.
Yeah, FA Cup exploits, tiredness, injuries, I don't know. Luke can know more than me on that one, but for Aldershot,
it's huge.
Big, really
Huge.
big.
At one point, the gap to Kings Lynn was a point today.
That's right, and it diminished from 12 points to a point, as you say. Vital, do the lads the world of good, and obviously Mozo, I know well from my Bournemouth days, he'll be pleased today.
Yeah, and Jolyon Ajipong with 2 vital goals potentially for Mark Mausley's side. OK, next stop right here, Edgeley Park. Wrexham had asked the question of Stockport, how would Dave Challoner's side respond against the Southend team that are stuck in mid-table, really? Kevin May having done the hard yards. We'll see how the leaders get on next. Welcome back. So to Stockport against Southend right here at Edgeley Park. Coming into the weekend, the Hatters 8 points clear under Dave Challoner and in extremely good form at home. Southend, conversely, after a really good run, had rather hit the skids of late. This, if they lose, would be a 4th straight defeat. Watching for us, Adam Virgo and Adam Summerton.
Sarcevic swings one in. It is a good delivery, and it's turned home. It's Will Collar. So many times this season, he's delivered goals from midfield. It was a fox in the box there.
Well, Collar will get the applause and get the claims for the goal, but it's an Achilles heel for Southend. Conceding from corners. Will Collar with an easy tap in.
Chested down by Collar, and Hippolyte hits it! Precise pinpoint from Hippolyte, and they're really enjoying themselves now, these Stockport County players.
Because it's about the control of the shot, that's what it's all about. The link-up play from Collar into Crowsdale, then it just sides it across him. It's a brilliant finish there into that corner. And still, and selfish, and Collar off target. I think by his standards, Adam, he should be at least hitting the target. I think possibly scoring for me. It's just too easy at the moment just to break through that midfield area, the driving runs and the movement of Paddy Madden.
Husin. Hippolyte. Looking to knock it down, Madden! What a hit that was, emphatic! And it's 3-0 now at Edgeley Park.
Well, it's an emphatic finish there from that man, Paddy Madden. That little there, just to be a nuisance, it just lays it down brilliantly. For Paddy Madden to be in the right place at the right time. Put your laces through it, give themselves that 3rd goal.
An hour still to go here. A few clues will get added on at the end of the game. Taken by Sarcevic, and the header is in. All too easy that. Very well taken though, nevertheless.
It's more frustrating when not necessarily the tallest player in the team scores. but then it's just about a desire to read the flight to the ball. Paddy Madden does.
Cannon. As we go into the final couple of minutes here, Hippolyte and Cannon assessing this. It's taken by Cannon. It's 5-star Stockport.
Well, it just really sums up Southend's day, Adam. I mean, the wall is an absolute embarrassment there. Not necessarily the best free kick.
Dave, how would you rate your side's performance today?
Very good. I can be the most critical at the best of times, but that was as close to, not perfect, but as close to probably perfect as I'm going to be scathing of them. I thought we were outstanding in every aspect. Great start to the game, puts us on the front foot, and the relentlessness that we keep going with in the second half is massively pleasing.
We started okay, didn't ask enough questions in the final third, and then listen, they overrun us at times, and that's why they are where they are, and where we've got to get to, and I know what we've got to do to get there. And the work is started already, so that's opens your eyes to one or two, but that's nothing probably I didn't know already.
What is it you need to do to get to that level?
Improve all over the place, recruit better as well, and look to that towards the summer. We know what we've got to do. As I said, they're a team of men, and they're a good side, and they're the best side in the league, so they showed that today.
Yeah, they've been a bit annoyed, I think, by that. Kevin Mayer, I'm sure better days ahead for him in Southend, but from a Stockport point of view, questions just keep being answered.
Yeah, they're coming up trumps every single time. They've got a manager in Dave Challoner who hasn't lost a home game all season, whether it's at Hartlepool or at Stockport. And he has got a team that work hard for each other.
Yeah.
The organisation's brilliant, and they've got a never say die attitude. Even when they're a couple of goals up and the game's over, they keep going. And we said before, didn't we, Chris, that as a team, they've just got leaders, men, and they don't give up.
No, they don't, and they mixed the game up really well today. They had good forward runners, wide players playing high. The goals were quality, whether it was a set piece or clean strikes. Tremendous performance, and very impressed with the whole structure and atmosphere of the club today. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, you can see the training ground in the goals, and you can see the joy amongst the supporters that they are giving them what they've craved for so long, and they didn't stop at half-time. Could have gone into neutral. They didn't.
They didn't, and that's what impressed me so much. Listen, Madden, the talisman, comes up trumps with a great finish for the third one, and then from there it's now about what's your attitude like. How much do you want to go and win this by 4 or 5 goals? They don't take their foot off the pedal. Really good header. Madden just pulls off Atkinson. Good header into the top corner. Poor defending, but as a striker, he'll be over the moon with that. And then Cannon at the end, he wins the free kick. It's probably a disappointing one on a Southend perspective.
Yeah, look at the wall. It's unacceptable. That I think Kev. I know Kev very well. Won't be happy with that at all. Certainly the last 2 goals, he gave credit to the home side for the performance, but those goals not good enough.
Is it going to go into the wire or not? Well, Stockport got too much for everyone else.
Well, we hope it goes to the wire, don't we? But on today's showing, they are a steamroller that don't look like they're going to lose many games, and that's the problem for Wrexham. As well as Wrexham are doing, they are having a brilliant season. There's a big gap, but as I say, both clubs having a brilliant season. I hope for a neutral it does go to the wire, but after today's showing, as I say, there won't be many losses for this team.
A steamroller full of steam, it seems. Full steam ahead, that's for sure at the moment for Stockport. 3 more games to bring you, starting with 2 teams in Bromley who don't look like they've got much left in the tank apart from an FA Trophy final. But Dagenham and Redbridge definitely still entertaining play-off hopes, as Richard Newman once again explains.
It's been a difficult run for Bromley. Despite the excitement of the FA Trophy to look forward to, their hopes of reaching the playoffs are quickly fading, and they very nearly went behind in the first half. Paul McCullum's effort crashing off the post as Dagenham came close to breaking the deadlock. But they didn't have to wait long to open the scoring. Shortly after the restart, a corner for the visitors was headed in at the back post by that man McCullum, his 6th in his last 8 games. And that lead was soon to be doubled as Junior Moraes found just enough space to fire home from the edge of the area. Bromley's search for a win goes on, as now 10 without a victory. Kings Lynn were hoping to move outside the relegation places for the first time since November, but things didn't exactly start as they hoped. A penalty conceded by Munash Sundaya after just 6 minutes. Dale Gorman making no mistake as he gave Yeovil the lead, scoring his 4th of the season. But things are very positive around Kings Lynn at present, and the home side was soon to be level. Michael Clunan finding himself in plenty of space before keeping his composure to find the finish. You could sense the belief around the ground lift, and that belief was soon to change to expectancy as Yeovil went down to 10 men. The visitors now with more than half a game to play after Matt Worthington was shown a straight red card for that tackle, the 7th time Yeovil have had a man sent off this season. It was going to be a long time for Yeovil to hold on. They were unable to make it until the break as Josh Barrett's shot was parried straight into the path of Gold Amatayo. It was to be an afternoon to forget for Lynn midfielder Munash Sundaya, though, who, after giving away the penalty in the first half, knew he was about to be shown the red card after this mistimed tackle. Both sides down to 10 and all to play for, and it was heartbreak for Kings Lynn as Charlie Wakefield grabbed an equaliser in injury time. Maidenhead were the visitors to already relegated Dover as they went in search of the all-important 3 points. And there was little to separate the two sides before Luke Baptiste was sent off for the home side after picking up a 2nd yellow card. That handed Maidenhead a golden opportunity to go on and win the game and edge closer to securing National League football for next season. Josh Kelly eventually applying the finish to a goal-mouth scramble to hand the visitors just their 3rd win on the road this season.
Nice for Maidenhead, but yeah, depressing really for Dover. For Dagenham, though, there's still hope, isn't there?
There is still hope. What they need is some consistency.
Well,
That's
yeah.
what Darryl will be
Everybody
hoping
needs
for.
that.
He'll be hoping for some consistency because on their day they have the ability to beat absolutely anyone in this division, but they're not doing it on a regular enough basis. Junior Moraes has been brilliant since he's moved from Kings Lynn to Dagenham. He needs to keep scoring, McCallum needs to keep scoring, and they need to keep winning if they have any hope of getting in them playoffs.
Yeah, Bromley, obviously just the trophy final to look forward to. The league campaign's rather run aground of late. Now, Kings Lynn, I know your boys obviously on loan there. Can they possibly catch Aldershot? This weekend's been, in the end, a bit of a blow.
Well, it's difficult for both teams. I know people at both clubs, but for my lad, I know he'll have been devastated because when you're fighting, you're hoping for that result. Almost do it, but you've got to just see that game out. Not over by any means, but as I say, a win would have been big for them today.
Yeah.
But they've closed the gap from 12 points to
That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, at one moment today it was a point. So plenty to play for, but as I say, they need wins every week.
Yeah, yeah. For Dover, who obviously have been relegated already, future looks a bit bleak, doesn't it, on and off the pitch?
It does, but what I say about Dover is they haven't given up. You know, they're still trying to entertain the fans. They were up against it from before a ball was kicked at the beginning of the season. So what the players have done is they're putting themselves in the shop window to a degree, and they're trying to give their fans something to cheer about. And you know, credit to the players for that.
I would think if they can keep Andy Hessenthaler, that would be a start. We shall see. OK, what does the Vanarama National League table look like after all of that? At the bottom, as I've said, Dover down. Weymouth, unfortunately, very much adrift now. But Kings Lynn have not given up, as Chris says. They are 5 behind Aldershot, with having played 2 games more, but there is still hope for the team from Norfolk. It looks very much between those two. Eastleigh should be fine. And at the top, Stockport are certainly fine. They are 8 clear of Wrexham after 36 games of the 44. Halifax then a further point back on 37 games played. And then Solihull, Chesterfield, not counting Grimsby, make up the playoff places as things stand. But there's there's work to do and games to play. It will certainly change again. And it will change again over the Easter weekend. We've got 2 offerings for you. We are at the racecourse on Good Friday for Wrexham against Solihull. That's a belter with 2 promotion candidates from 2:30, so an earlier start on 1. And then on Easter Monday, back to the normal time, we're at the Shea for, again, 2 promotion candidates in Halifax under Pete Wild and Chesterfield, of course, now led by Paul Cook. 5 p.m. on Easter Monday for that one on 1HD. OK, so it's Stockport's to lose, is it?
Most definitely.
Yes?
Not
yet?
over. Not over. No. Not
He
over.
just goes, whatever I say, he goes against me.
Of course I do. That's my job. No, lots to play for. There is.
Well, for sure.
You've got to keep going. Both teams. Great season, but nowhere near over yet.
No, not quite. Although the Stockport fans, and there were plenty of them here today, they would like to think that they keep winning, keep answering the questions, and are more and more looking like champions. Everyone else, though, will have other ideas. Thanks, as always, to Mr. McLean and Mr. Hargreaves. See you again soon, and look forward to your company over Easter weekend. Wrexham first, then Halifax in a Vanarama National League that keeps delivering. Bye for now.